What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phones and Drones. For those of you new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, check out all our content, and we're back with another S21 Ultra video. There's been a lot to do about this device, and for rightful reasons. However, there are a couple of drawbacks, and I want to touch on those here today. So here are going to be a few reasons not to purchase the S21 Ultra. First things first, let's get the most obvious one out of the way, and that is the price. There are a lot, and I mean a lot of devices out there nowadays that run circles or are on par at least with this phone. By no means is the Ultra a bad device, but it is ultra expensive as well. And any phone over that, $1,000 or $1,100 price point deserves to be criticized as much. And the price on this, I don't think is very justified. One feature they're really trying to build and really try to convince you to update and upgrade to is that S Pen support. And I don't think that that is another reason to upgrade from a Note device to this at all. The most obvious reason behind that is that you can't even store the pen in the device. You have to buy a massively bulky case that just to hold the pen on the side. It expands it out and makes it a lot wider than what it needs to be, and I don't think it is very beneficial at all for people to have. Yes, you can keep the pen separate, but what is the point of that for a quote-unquote Note upgradable device or anything of that nature? Having said all that, yes, having the ability to use your S Pen on the Ultra is a great added feature, but those of you Note users out there, there is no reason to upgrade to the S21 Ultra. There's a lot of rumors coming out right now that the new Z Fold 3 will have this ability built in as well. Hopefully they will be able to cut a spot out of the battery or wherever they can find storage and integrate that in the device. Yes, there's rumors there will not be another Note series device, but we will see what happens. I have a feeling Samsung is still working on something and has something up its sleeve, but for now, that is really what the option is. Also, one other call out is, as you can see, this is a very thick device. It is pretty hefty. It is not light, and it's not very pocketable. For perspective, I actually also think that the iPhone 11 Pro Max was a thick boy as well, and it is indeed. But you can see the Ultra actually matches, if not exceeding that threshold. There are other options available as well, but for the value, for the feature set, for the screen real estate, you have a number of other options out there that, yes, might not have that 5,000 milliamp hour battery, but they are not terrible and as thick as this. A prime example of another good value phone for a feature set very comparable is obviously the Pixel 5. You can obviously get, if you're in the Apple ecosystem, you can get the iPhone 12 mini. Yes, smaller screen, but high-end specs. There is a lot to like about this phone. The 120 hertz refresh rate, the faster charging, the display size, that 5,000 milliamp hour battery, what they did with these cameras, I think they're all great. But that brings me to my next point, and that is actually the design. By no means do I think this is a bad designed phone. I love how they integrated that camera module into the actual frame of the phone. I love how that looks. The problem is, in its current state though, unless you want to wait, 4 to 5 weeks on a custom design, you have that phantom black color option, which I think is the best option of the bunch. But then you have this kind of meh phantom silver color that really just doesn't do color shifting justice like I was anticipating it to. There's a lot of other devices out there, even the Oppo Reno 5 Pro, that look a lot better and shift colors in a much better manner than this. So, like I said, you have those other color options where you can go with the phantom, like it's a navy blue color. There's a lot of other options that you can customize on Samsung's website. but it's not readily available to everybody. If you want to just walk into a store and pick one up, you have a substantial delay on it. Like I said, a month plus turnaround time for those. Also, one thing they did away with on these new S21 series is there is no longer a SD storage spot. You have no more expandable memory. You have your dual SIM or single SIM version, depending on what model you get. And that's not good for anybody. Yes, the storage has, remained the same. It hasn't decreased at all for the inbuilt storage, but you don't have that ability to just pop a SIM card in and expand that out along the way. Aside from that, one other downside, depending on where your location is the variance of those SoC chips. So Snapdragon 888 or that new Exynos chip. That Exynos chip supposedly now was going to be on par with the Snapdragon 888, and we know just from past history that is not the case, and that remained true for this one as well. So if you're in parts of the world that get the Exynos variant, you have had throttled back video performance, you've had a little bit of overheating. Obviously the Antutu scores and all those have increased substantially over the errors of the past ways, but still at this point it is not really a game changer, and it can't compete with those Snapdragon devices just yet. Those are just a couple reasons why I don't think it's worth it currently. I think that if you're looking for, a larger screen device, you have better options out there. Or if you just want to save some money and don't mind the smaller real estate, go with the S21 Ultra. Go with that Pixel 5. Go with that iPhone 12 mini. You can even go with one of Motorola's new options and offerings. There are so many devices out there right now. I think, obviously, the more choices, the better. More competition, the better. Samsung, there's a reason Samsung has a phone in every single price point out there. It's because they want to dominate the market, and they want to be known as the Android king. Well, just because they flood the market and have a lot of good quality devices doesn't make them the default go-to as they might want. Do your research, guys. Make sure you look around. Check out all the other brands and manufacturers out there. You might be surprised. Again, depending on the area in the world you live in, there's a lot of Oppo devices, Xiaomi devices. There are so many outside of the US that really just give all these big manufacturers a run for their money and have great quality devices. I'm a huge fan of the Oppo Find X2 Pro and all that. The X3 is about to come out. And yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year. 2021 is gonna have a lot of mid-range devices with high-end specs, and we're all about it. But thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you going to be picking up the Ultra, or are you going to go with a standard S21 or 21 Plus or another device altogether? I'm curious to see. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.